Today is day 41 of the Arukh HaShulchan OC, and we are doing today Siman Chav Hey, Sif Chav Gimel, up through Siman Chav Vav, Sif Aleph. And we're talking about when you take off the film briefly for temporary purposes or move them from their spot on the head, whether you make a new bracha or not. And Chav Gimel, the Arukh HaShulchan says, V'da'at yiskimu gdolei achronim. You should know that the great achronim agreed. Da'afagav danu kamon katur. That even though we are toward the lumberchim you do not make a bracha when you took off your tefillin in order to put them with the assumption you're going to put them on immediately. If you took them off in order to go to a bathroom, so you have to make a new bracha when you put them back on, when you come back over there and put them back on. It's not allowed to go with tefillin to the Beis HaKisei. Achilu, they have been pushed aside, but when you're in the bathroom, that's why you have to make a bracha. This is clear from the Gemara in Sukkah Daf Mem Vav. It's part of those who say that it's only specifically for them. When their bathrooms were outside the city, and it's in a very long hefsek. It says posted by us. Come near alone. Nevertheless, it does not see that way. Whenever you go to the bathroom, you make a new bracha and tefillin. So to took them off in order to not put them on presently. Even though you put them on, nevertheless, presently, you change your mind. You have to make a bracha because you already made siachtas. It doesn't say that inside. That's my comment. You already made siachtas. And so too, if you took them off in order with the intent of putting them immediately back on, you started a but you spent a lot of time before you came back to them. You have to make a bracha. So if you took them because you had to pass gas, even though you had a mind to put them back on immediately, it's possible you have to make a bracha. The Arukh HaShulchan is not clear about this. Mr. Bura says in the name of the Chidah, Chayodam, if you took off the tefillin in order to pass gas, you do have to make a new bracha. Back to Arukh HaShulchan. If you took them off in order to urinate, or not to go into the bathroom, but just to urinate, or right, to eat some sort of snack, you had in mind to put them back on. You put them back on immediately, and still doesn't make a new bracha. If you took out the tefillin generically, without any intent whatsoever, near that, of the opinion that's like taking them off with the assumption you're not going to put them back on, because that was not the case. When you take them off in the first place. Therefore, when you change your mind and put them back on, you need to make a bracha over. The Bir Halacha writes that if you took off your tefillin during davening, even stam, without any direct intent, that's like taking them off in order to put them back. And therefore, if you took them off in order to move elsewhere, in order to urinate, but not enter the bathroom, you don't have to come back and make a new bracha when you put them back on again. Back to Arukh HaShulchan. That's if you took up both of them. But if you took up just the shel rosh and the siyashim anicho, and then you change your mind and put it back on, you don't make a bracha. Because the shel yad is still on you. But it's not a removal. Those who make two brachas. Even though when it comes to being deviating from the place, Ramah writes that if you put back one of them after deviated, it's like putting on one of them. As will be explained in Chavav HaKalish Shoino, that's if it got deviated on its own. So if you removed it, as long as you didn't remove both of them, it starts to be a removal. Don't have to make a bracha when you put it back, to put on again the one you removed. Even if the kavanah was not to put them back on again, because you had one still on. Okay, Slightly right, sign versus Chaim, Uba Mishnah Berurah. I think this is time number 11, and the first time in Hilchos Tefillin that we had the Mishnah Berurah. Chav Dal, Kosar Ben Yosef, Ben Abis Yosef, Sivi Beis. They say the red Sivi Beis, Kmi Yishim Yech Tefillin Shayad, Ubirek, so he puts in the Shayar, makes a bracha. And when he was starting to tighten it, the knot of the Shayar came undone. Here it says became severed. Habutzah Lasos Kesher Acher, you have to make another knot. Amnam Lo Yisich Daito, we did not get distracted. Ain't so Lasos Levar, you have to make a new bracha. Akan Shod Lo Have a Yemsek, because it's not an interruption. If you let me cash Acher, even if you ask somebody else, hey, can you please not my tefillin because I have no idea how to do it, and you spoke, lo havi hefsek, it's not an interruption. She's so tefillin because that's a need for the tefillin. Mushon Masha from his lotion, it seems, the Beis Yosef's lotion. The dafka shebetchila sa'iduk nifsar kesher. It's only if as you're beginning to tighten your tefillin, the knot came out. Shaden lo chol bracha mitzvah because the bracha is not anything effect on the mitzvah. So it can't be nidche, right? That's the other make a new bracha. But if it got separated after you already tightened it, so you have to make a new bracha. Even though it got severed before the bracha of the shorosh. Chav hey. Picture of the asked question of the Rambam. That which he wrote himself afterwards. If the tefillin shayah became unwrapped before the tefillin sharosh, mahadko, you have to tighten it, you don't have to go back and make another bracha. Sharosh, when you put in the sharosh, and then the tefillin shayah became loosened, mahadik mavarech. You do have to tighten it and do make a new bracha. The tier 2, they explain, when the knot is severed, there's a big interruption, making a new knot. In that case, to make a bracha, even if it became severed or disconnected before the putting on tefillin shorosh, if it became severed after you already tightened it. But in case where it was just become unraveled in a way, that it only needs to be redone, to retighten, you don't make a bracha, unless it became undone after putting in the shorosh, and as if you were misalik from that original Maisa Hanocha of the Shayad and Shorosh. Those who say that that where the knot became severed, just like where it became unraveled, it became severed before you put in the shorosh. Even though it became severed after you tightened it, ain't a mavarich. Don't make a bracha. The linear at the Arukh HaShulchan seems the gan kavanas Rabbeinu Beis Yosef Kedu, that is also intended Beis Yosef. But Urcha the Milsa Naka, there's just talking about a normal case of what usually happens. Zutar Kesher Yochlios Af Achar Hiduk, that for the knot to become unraveled can happen even after you tightened it. But to be severed, okay, so it's when he says nifsak, it clearly means always severed, not untied in a complicated way, but it's severed. That's because the ritzua is weak. Usually only separates at the beginning when you're tightening. When you pull it, and not afterwards. Mishnah Berurah says on this, and as long as you didn't put it on tefillin shorosh, the mitzvah is not over. And therefore, just like where the kesher of the shayad becomes unraveled for the hanoch of the shorosh, you don't have to go back and make a bracha. So too, if the kesher becomes severed, and you don't have to go back and make a new bracha. In the kesher of the shorosh, the shayad becomes severed after you already put on the shorosh and tightened it, then you have to go back and make a new bracha. Chav vav v'da, and you should know. Those who say the chemish is by receive chabes, it's going to be clarified in Sivcha Beis Tanach, or was clarified in Sivcha Beis. Our custom is not to make a bracha if they deviated from the place. If that's the case, Gambuhutar Kesher, Venivsa Kesher, whether the knot becomes undone or the knot becomes severed, Ain't Tzarich Levarch. Don't make a new bracha. Near the Ein Rayim Misham, says Arukh HaShulchan, I don't buy it. There's no proof in there. It's only raya when the knot became undone. Which is something which is prevalent, although I don't think it's prevalent in our film today. Maybe once upon a time it was, and therefore it's prevalent, and therefore it's kind of like taken into account. It's just prevalent as deviation from the spot. Avon nifsak laburchi, but to get severed, that's not so prevalent. Furthermore, the gamzation ogushlo barach minishmu to einatam boro kokach. Also, the very reason why we don't have a minute to make a bracha when it got deviated is not so clear. Why we don't do it? Havud lo sifa lo. Let's not add something difficult to something difficult. Therefore, he says where in such a case that it's hutar kesher or I'm sorry, where therefore it's nifsaka kesher, you should make a bracha in that case. And the brings the Mishnah Berurah says, it says previously the name of Shlo, you don't make a bracha in the tefillin unraveled during davening, no matter what. But severed, perhaps yes. Okay. In the brackets here it says, so here's kirzet. This is what it sounds about. Tiny doesn't mention this at all. That's by Hutar Kesher, Nifsaka Kesher, between the Chini Shadan Sharosh, you don't have to make a new bracha. Vay Mishnah Berurah, number 12. Shekaz Kidvarim, who writes like we wrote. It's clear that if you make a bracha of somebody else, you make a shevar and make a bracha. Of a tzuacheres, ain't going to bracha. But if you bring a new strap from somewhere else, you don't make a new bracha. That bracha ksitza v'lo ritzua. Bracha's on the bayis, not on the ritzua. I guess when you have maybe it's got severed later further down, and you put the new strap on further down. On top it didn't get severed. That's from the Matthias. Mutter bracha al tefillin shalom. We can make a bracha on bar tefillin. Below them tzitzis. It's not comparable to tzitzis. It's bar b'sim on yudalet. That she'em bracha talis. So you don't make a bracha on a bar talis. Doesn't kisus chaksiv. It says your garment. She'eshachah, that should be yours. Have a little bit tefillin, but tefillin doesn't have to be yours. The other in his body the shom. It's also became even clearer there. The mutter got tefillin shechaber shlomi daitoi. There's an opinion which allows you to take the tefillin of your friend without his consent. They spile behem. To daven them. Because we assume people are okay with you doing a mitzvah with their property. But as long as there's no loss. Unless we know Shagavra Kapdono. So you know that he's a person who gets upset at people whose property. They shouldn't take it without his permission. Can make a bracha on stolen tefillin. That's it says, somebody makes a bracha as a result of betzia, as a result of a sin. He is a blasphemer. When you have Yush and Shin Rishus, they can make a bracha even on the stolen tefillin. There's there are those who doubt that because maybe a bracha is extra special and therefore a bracha should not even made on Gezel after Yush and Shin Rishus. There's a long footnote here in the Pesach Mishnah Berurah. Mishnah brings the answer machlokas. And Avram Machzis Shekel, you can make a bracha on the stolen tefillin. Then there's Yerush and Shin Rishos, and there's the Tasagra hold that you can even be yotze with them, even though you can be yotze to them. Sorry, you should not make a bracha on them no matter what because of Botzei Nirberach. So there's an idea that you can yotze a mitzvah even though you can't make a bracha. Obviously, you're yotze mitzvahs even if you don't make brachas. But here it comes out that you can be yotze mitzvah even though you're not allowed to make a bracha. Because it's Gizela. Very interesting. He explains, by the theft, by his taking as the Gizela went out from the Shus Bailing. And in Simon Alvin, Simon Tarmat, it sounds like they actually paskin the other way around, like those who forbid to make a bracha. And in Simon Lama Beis, somebody who bought it from the second guy, who says Yehush and Shin Rishus, and then a sale, the Shuchal Varech, he can make the bracha. Okay, it wasn't as long as I thought it was. Chav Ches, Bisman HaShas Yochim B'Tfilin Kol Yom. In the days of the Shas, they wore tefillin the entire day. Okay, now we can't do this. And they they're saying it because of the distractions. The goal is yours by him and the greatness and necessity for great meticulous concern with them. That's why you put on tefillin from before davening, until after davening. The no goal in the custom of the world is shlo lachlot at tefillin is not take off the tefillin at achar kedusha sevatzion after the kedusha in evolution. Yesh chokhmah al pi chokhmah sanistog. Some people wrote a pi kabbalah. Shel chatzon Arukh HaShulchan v'yishma bohem sholosh kedushos. Until you hear and say, wearing them 3 kedushos. Hainu kedusha sayom, like in the Birchos Krishma. Kedusha Shmona Esrei, kedusha Zevolatziyah. Those are 3 kedushos. And in addition, Arba Kadeshim, which are Kaddish Kodem Baruch Hu, Lachar Shmona Esrei, Kaddish Yom Achar Votzion, and Kaddish Yosam Achar Aleinu. Because these are the Ikorei Atfilah, and they allude to lofty concepts. And the Mishnah Berurah here says that there's a mistake in the Shulchan Aruch. Let's say Sholosh Kadeshim Ba'arba Kedushos. Okay. Which are Sholosh Kadeshim B'Chatzi Kaddish before Baruch Hu, Chatzi Kaddish after Shemona Esrei, and the Kaddish Shem after Volatzion. So this you take off. I'll have to wait till after later. Hey, right? That it sounds to me going to the places that they say Kaddish Yosem every day after later. It's best not to take it off until after Kaddish Yosem. And he brings down here V'Siv Kot Nun Hey, that the Rizal would not take off his tefillin until after Al Kain Kaveh. Which I guess makes some sense because the first paragraph of Shema is to Am Yisrael, second paragraph it has to do with Umos Olam or Nam Tzu and tefillin. Okay. Back to Arukh HaShulchan. It's posted beyond Sheish Kriyas HaTorah. And then when there's Torah laning, she'ein l'choltzam ad achrei Kriyas HaTorah. You should not even until after laning. And this makes this obviously this way. Because anyway, we have to keep on to after laning. The Kvar Korbato, which is post Torah laning. But if you come to Torah, in place with lead the Torah after davening, whoever that is. Then you shouldn't take it off until after Kriya. These are you should be careful. Let's be Sefer Torah, not take them until in front of the Sefer Torah. It's like it's if you must take them off, then face sideways. That's what the Sefer Torah. Mishnah Berurah says in the Shalyad where there's where it's you're taking out from under your sleeve, or even the shorts you take out where you have a talus on, it's okay. It's only like Mechse Kafkarusa. It looks like bad when it's being done in a way which is overt and not covert. Okay. Back to the Arukh HaShulchan. Rosh Chodesh. On Rosh Chodesh. Cholti Kodim was to take off the tefillin before Musaf. I'm a Kamish Ermin Keser Kedusha, even though in places where they don't say Keser in Chazaras shots of Musaf. That's bigger. The Arukh HaShulchan, I don't know if in the Barak anybody said Keser. Okay? Someone cried out against this minute. Everybody has this minute. The Chazal don't to change it. Because it has to do with Kabbalah. Mishnah Berurah and the Taz write. The Mishnah Berurah says, rather, that the Taz wrote that he does not take them out before Musaf. And the reason why he doesn't have to take them off is because we don't say Keser in Kedusha Musaf. And the Taz writes that he heard about the Gadol Hador. They wouldn't take him off from Musaf. But somebody who's davening with Tzibor should never change from the minhag of the Tzibor. So at home, you might be able to change. Back to Arukh HaShulchan, take him away before you say hello. The Mishnah Berurah says, now the minhag some people have is to remove them after Kedusha of Shemona Esrei in the morning. Nevertheless, you have to be careful not to get distracted listening to the Chazaras or shots as a result of taking film at the time. Back to Arukh HaShulchan, Gam HaShatz Yachlot Kodem Hala B'chol Moitzukas. Should also take off the film before Hala B'chol Moitzukas. Yeshos Im Ken Gam B'chol Pesach. Even though B'chol Moed Pesach, one of the days we read Kaddish V'Kiv Yacha, the first day of Chol Moed, I believe, and therefore you might have means leave them on for Kaddish V'Kiv Yacha. And many people who take, because that's a person feeling, many people who take them off even that day for Halal. The narrow pashta, and each river flows along its own bed. Everybody is goes in his own house. By the way, in the brackets here brings down that the tikkun of Shlosh Kadeshim and Arba Kedushos, it says the Tzarech Iyun. But the Mishnah Berurah in the meantime says you take off the normal spouse should take off the tefillin before Hallel and the shots after Hallel. Chomei Pesach. Chomei Tzukos, when there's more time because you're waiting for the esrog, then even the shots should take off before Hallel. So it's really a Tichel D'Tzibura issue. There's not an issue of Kaddish Melkiyacha, but what's more Tichel D'Tzibura, and it's more Tichel D'Tzibura for them to wait. Yeah, now fundamental piece here. Chof Tes. V'dan, you should know. Shebin Yoyin Tefillah v'chein b'shar mitzvahs, there matters of davening and other mitzvahs. Masha oseh pikach masah Kabbalah. That was done on Kabbalah because of a person klal b'zeh. Person who had a general principle. The Gemara about poskim mechulakim ma'azohar. The Gemara poskim argue with the Zohar. Elchin achrei Gemara about poskim. It's interesting that the poskim uproot the Zohar. Vim hazohar machmir, the Zohar is machmir. Yochol mishiyatz machmir kazohar. You can be machmir kazohar, but it's not required. With David Shalonis Kabar Gemara, which is not much Gemara, Badai Royal Sos Kedivrei Zohar. It's certainly probably do like Zohar. Omnam and Kofin else, but you don't compel you to do so. Mishnah Berurah writes that this is not the din which is not mentioned explicitly. The opposite in Shas, the poskim, we should go after the Kabbalah. Any place where there's a machlekes between the poskim, Kabbalah can be machriya, can determine the machlekes. You can't shoot with the people who say that the Zohar is Rahman al-Islan faked or forged. Obviously, the person like the Arukh HaShulchan did not hold that way, and anybody who does has the Gedolei poskim to answer to. So there. Okay, in the brackets, Magen Avraham Sikon L'Chab B'Shem Radbaz Ayin Sham. Anam Mekublani, Arukh HaShulchan says he has a Messiah. She Evshar Lios Zohar Mechalaki in Gemara that the Zohar cannot possibly argue Gemara. Again, Shagam B'Gemara Yesh Plukta unless in Gemara there's also Machlekes. Malkum Shadim Pasuk B'Gemara. If there's a din which is definitive in the Gemara, the Zohar must hold that way as well. Maybe there are places where this is not explicit in the Gemara, the Zohar is not interpreted that way. For look, even them, but people interpret the Zohar to argue on Gemara, to not interpret the Zohar truthfully. So in those cases, interpret the Zohar in a way which makes it come out the same way as the Gemara. Siman Chavav. What are you going to do if you only have one tefillah? Aleph. Tefillah she'ava shoroshim shnei mitzvahs. Tefillah she'ava shoroshim two separate mitzvahs. V'Rambam chomerei a mitzvah and the Rambam, all those who count the mitzvah, monolem b'shtei mitzvahs to say, they count them two mitzvahs to say. V'kach shoninu, so that we learn Breish Berakat Cheles. Tefillah she'ad ena makeh v'shorosh. Tefillah she'ad is not a impediment for shorosh. V'shorosh ena makeh v'shorosh, and the shorosh is not a impediment for she'ad. Even though by tzitzis everybody agrees only one mitzvah, even though the lovan is not a impediment on the tchelos and tchelos, not a impediment in the lovan. Being called zeh mitzachas, they never can see one mitzvah. Zel v'shmei mitzachas. There's one mitzvah putting them on. Klamar v'avi mitzvah sheyesh b'chalkei mitzvah. It's like a mitzvah which has parts of it to it. And a mitzvah tzitzis, and the mitzvah itself is tzitzis called mitzvah. Hem chelos lovan, the parts of the mitzvah chelos lovan. Alfin hem shtei maisim. Kochal b'fnei atzmos, so therefore Tefillah she'ad and Tefillah shorosh are considered to be two separate ma'asim and two separate mitzvos.